After standing in line and fainting, a Bryan woman says she insisted in making sure she casted her vote for this year's 2020 election. Janelle Crenshaw's will to vote in this year's presidential election is much more than just waiting patiently in line. On day 2 of early voting at the Brazos County Administration Building, Mrs. Crenshaw fainted right before it was her time to vote, requiring medical assistance.
So I got up to the gentleman that was going to he took my driver's license, and I said, "Can I sit down?" because I was still feeling kind of lightheaded. And so he said, "Sure." I pulled a chair over. That's all I remember.
Tuesday, Mrs. Crenshaw shared her early voting story with the Brazos County Commissioner's Court because to her, voting is the most important civic duty.
The reason I did this was because I think the most important duty of every American citizen in this great country is to vote.
In sharing with us your story, it just shows how important voting is. It should be to all of us. So.
Mrs. Crenshaw says while she required medical attention, all she cared about was making sure she cast her ballot.
Before I left the voting area, I said, I really want to vote. That's all I want to do is just vote.
Constable Donald LAMPO says because Mrs. Crenshaw insisted on voting, the poll workers were able to provide her with the curbside voting service.
She just insisted. She was not leaving. She didn't want to leave. She wanted to vote. That's when, I guess the bell finally went off in my head. Well, we do curbside for other folks. Why can't we do for her before the medic leaves? So ask the medics, can we do that before y'all leave? Sure, she's stable.
And finally, one of them said, we have somebody can bring out a voting pad for you to vote. And I said, and he said, do you still want to vote? And I said, yes, I do. So they brought an electronic pad out. I got to vote. Probably everybody in there knows who I voted for, but I didn't care.
Mrs. Crenshaw didn't want to leave without voting, but says if she had to, she would have come back once again to cast her ballot. Early voting ends this Friday, October 30th at all 5 early voting locations here in Brazos County. Reporting in Bryan, Hallie Jones, 25 News.